Josh McCuistion of Soonerscoop.com here with Oklahoma offensive line offer Casey Poe. Casey, been making my way around the state, seeing some guys, and I think the thing that's always interesting this time of year is guys start getting used to everything's the final. This is the final spring practice, the final. Has that stuff started to set in yet? That it's your senior year basically now. Has that kind of, I guess, has that sunk in at this point?
It keeps hitting. Like, it's what was it, a week ago we had prom, and just kind of going into that, and it kind of hit me. I was like, hey, this is my last prom where it's not my last prom. Like, I got to go enjoy this one.
Sure.
But yeah, being out here with these guys, I mean, this is what I've loved to do. This is what I've grown up in. I've grown up in a football family, so every spring I'm somewhere watching a practice of some sort, and these years I'm playing it, and this is the last time I really get to have a spring ball with these guys. And so it's just trying to soak it all in, but also teach and be able to bring in that next O-line group and be able to bring them up and just get everyone better and get everybody excited for next year.
Okay. Now, obviously getting to enjoy that at the same time, got to juggle all the recruiting chaos and that kind of stuff. And, what's that, how is that progressing for you, man? How do you kind of feel like, are you starting to kind of get a clearer picture of what you're thinking and where things are kind of heading?
I definitely am. I've been able to cut it down, set up some official visits, so now it's really starting to get real and starting to get, it's coming down to the wire because I'm planning on committing before we start football here in Texas, which is July 31st, I think. That's our first practice.
Sure.
So I'm looking to get committed sometime before then. So right now it's just that process where I'm really looking, where's home? Where do I fit? Because it's not always just like the tangibles. It's not always like who has the most people drafting the NFL, who has the best class rankings or whatever.
Sure.
It's just where it feels like home and wherever I'm going to enjoy playing for the next 3 to 5 years. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been hectic, but I'm definitely blessed. I wouldn't rather be in any other position, and I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah, those are good problems, man.
It definitely is.
Now, as you start to narrow the field a little bit, I mean, is there something in, you mentioned kind of place feeling like home. Is there kind of a common thread between the schools that you're, I guess more serious about at this point?
Yeah, there is. If you look at all those schools, the culture is amazing. Because here in Lindale, I mean, we have one of the best cultures, if not the best culture in Texas. It's up there. I would put it against anybody else in the state.
Sure.
But just being able to look at that, and my head coach and my offensive coordinator, everyone down to the freaking ball boy, they all know our culture. And so being able to take that and look at these different colleges and look and see how their culture is, because it's like the culture's not good somewhere in spring whenever I'm going to watch a spring practice or something like that, and the culture's not going to be good in August, and it's not going to be good come playoff time. So any school you look at that I'm thinking about right now has a great culture, has a solid foundation, and then it's just building from there.
Okay. Now, obviously, if you want to be done this, on July 31st or, at least by that point, going to have a busy summer, man. Now, what do you have ironed out as far as your officials? What do you know is going to happen?
So on the 19th of this month, I'm going to Georgia. On the 2nd and 3rd, I'm going to Clemson of June. And then the weekend after, I'm going Texas Tech to Auburn to Alabama. And then that last weekend, right before I make the decision, I'll go to Oklahoma.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how it's spread out. It's just how the dates fell. I didn't really rank and pick and choose. It was just whoever came to me first and whoever really had a solid, hey, this is the date, this is when I really want you. I locked it in and we went from there.
Okay. So nothing to read into any of the dates or anything like that, having any special meaning?
No, sir. It was just whenever somebody came to me and said this is when they want me, I locked it in.
Sure. I know Clemson's been here today. Obviously here today, there's a lot of people getting through. Is I guess from an Oklahoma perspective, what has that relationship been like with Coach Bedenbaugh? I know that's a guy that's you've known for a while now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've known him. Shoot, he was really one of the first major kind of big time schools that have won a national championship and everything like that to offer me.
Yeah.
And so just being able to build off of that, he's been by. I think he took his second trip down here the other day. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. It might have been Tuesday. But we had a great relationship. He texts me every single morning, every night, every tweet that comes out on Oklahoma Twitter, he's sending to me. And, we just get on the phone and we talk and we're able to just build relationship. It's not like a choppy, he's just sending me flyers, he's sending me pamphlets. It's really being able to build a relationship and we've been able to talk about his family, talk about my family, talk about how I'm doing. So it's been great and it's been very fun to be able to grow with him, and I see it going further.
So now, and really kind of the last question here, with the official visits, do you go into that kind of like, I have an idea in my head and then I'm going to see how it all plays out, or is it really everybody's, or maybe it's a couple of schools, or even, I mean, is there somebody that's out in front, or is it really pretty open?
To me right now, it's all fair game.
Okay.
I don't have – everyone always asks me, shoot, I'll walk into Walmart and somebody asks me, who's your leader? It's just me and you. We can talk about it. But I really don't have a favorite. All these schools are great schools. They have great coaches, great culture, great places where I can grow as a man of God, great places where I can sit down in a classroom and learn and be able to get my future all planned out. So they're all great across the board. It's just – to me, it's going in, seeing where I enjoy, seeing a place I can stay 2 to 3 nights and be able to think, hey, this is home. This is where I can see myself staying for the next, 3 to 6 years.
Okay. And kind of the last question again, kind of tie back to Oklahoma. You mentioned, your faith. How much is the soul program and kind of, I know Coach Venables is very forward with his beliefs and those sort of things. Is that obviously it's a strength for you, but I mean, how does that kind of play into your recruitment?
Yeah, Soul Mission is a huge part of Oklahoma for me. I mean, there is not really another program besides Soul Mission. I know whenever Coach V came from Clemson, he kind of took that Paul program and brought it over there and kind of turned it into his own. But besides those two, there's not a program that's really like it. It's special. They take their kids on trips, like mission trips. They take their kids fishing trips. They buy them suits. They teach them how to cook. They teach them how to change a tire. It's all the little things, and it's all things, that I'm kind of looking for. They would be able to help me grow as a person of God, be able to go out in the business world and have a micro internship off of that program while I'm still playing. And so it's definitely a huge selling point for them and a thing that I really like.
Well, again, this has been Josh McCuistion here with Casey Poe in his fanciest jersey.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Perfect, man.